Ghosts are real. That much I know.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Nick's Flicks Fix. It's Nick here, and today I'm bringing you a review for the new horror romance Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak is directed by Guillermo del Toro and stars Mia Wasikowska, Tom Hiddleston, Jessica Chastain, and Charlie Hunnam. And the film follows Mia and her character. Her mother dies when she's very young, and the ghost of her mother comes back to warn her about this place called Crimson Peak. Mia grows up, she marries Tom Hiddleston, and moves in with Tom and his sister Jessica Chastain into this mansion in the middle of nowhere. And she finds out through the night there's ghosts and ghouls in the house is haunted. These ghosts almost help her, I guess, try and unravel the mystery of what Crimson Peak is. Guillermo del Toro directed this film. He's directed films like Pan's Labyrinth, the Hellboy films. He also directed Pacific Rim recently. And there's one thing about his films that they're all visually beautiful. The set design is immaculate, the costumes are amazing to look at, and the cinematography is just flawless. And Crimson Peak had all three of these. This film is just superbly shot. It's extremely visceral and beautiful to look at. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that's really going for this movie. The film was marketed as a horror film. If you watch the trailers, you can expect a lot of creepy ghosts, a lot of ghouls, a lot of scares and horror and jump scares and things like that. Unfortunately, a lot of what you see in the trailer is what you get in the movie. You could have actually removed the entire ghost aspect of this film, and it still would have functioned as a period piece drama. Which sucks because, you know, if they've marketed it as a horror film, you want to go in, be creeped out, be scared, and have the ghosts, you know, a major integral part of the story, and they're really not. I walked out of the film questioning, like, why were the ghosts really there? Like, I get that it's kind of maybe a cool twist on the whole period piece romance drama story. When you realize you can take a whole aspect, a whole chunk of a story out and have the movie still work as a whole, it doesn't make sense why it was there in the first place. And that's literally the whole entire ghost plot of the film, which sucks because I wanted it to be a scary, creepy, ghoulish film, especially with Halloween coming up. You want some decent horror films to check out at the cinema. Crimson Peak isn't that, and even as a period piece romance, it's not that romantic-y. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of chemistry between Mia and Tom's character that's believable anyway. Not that their acting was bad, same with Jessica Chastain, their acting is amazing in the film, just their characters aren't great, and they work for the story, but the story's not entertaining when you break it down. I'm not going to spoil the story, because I didn't have it spoiled for me, and I was like, shit, like, it's not that interesting, to be totally honest. If you market something as a horror film, make it a horror film. Violence in this film is something else that I don't usually cringe at violence. Violence did not work in this film. I cringed a lot. There are some heavy violent moments in this film that really don't work in the sort of world this film has created. The last 15 minutes is really good. Like, it's really tense-filled, and it's the sort of violence that you kind of expected the whole film to be. Because the violence was sporadic and not necessary to the plot that they created, it was excessive and not fun to watch. All in all, guys, Crimson Peak was a disappointing film. If the majority of the film was like the last 15 minutes and the first scene of the film, then I would be a lot more happier, but it's not. It's a period piece romance that's not that romantic with a really subpar storyline. And the only thing it's got going for it is really great cinematography and set design. So I'm going to say you can wait for this film to jump up on Netflix. It's not a bad film. It's just not as good as anyone wanted it to be. So just wait for it to jump on Netflix and give it a gander if you so desire.
What do you want?
Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching my reviews. As always, more reviews coming your way very soon. But in the meantime, go see a movie sometime.
You have nowhere else to go.
This is your home now.